Today I want to share with you 10 things that you can do to help your digestive system. But first I want to clearly define what could be an issue that you don't realize is a digestive issue. So here are some symptoms of digestive complaints that we deal with in our office that we define as digestive issues. 1, gas, bloating, constipation, too many bowel movements, not enough bowel movements, indigestion, acid reflux. So if you don't poop every day, if you miss 1 day a week, that would be a digestive issue. If you're always having gas and bloating, that would be an issue. So those would be definitions for us, for you to understand what a digestive issue is, because many people think that gas, bloating, constipation, too many bowel movements, not enough bowel movements are actually common signs of aging, or they think that it's normal. I've been like that my whole life. No, that could be something is up with your digestive system. So here's 10 things that you could do to help all of those symptoms. Number 1, first start with food logging and a rating system. So what that means is start with writing down what you eat, and from 1 to 10, 1 is low, 10 is high, write down how you feel after you eat that meal. Chances are if you're eating meals under 6 on from 1 to 6, you're probably not feeling optimal. If you're eating 6 to 10, generally those foods will probably be in your better range. So that could be a first place to start in terms of helping your digestive system. Number 2, getting a food sensitivity test done. So a lot of our clients have tried different types of diets or elimination protocols, but they've all come back and said that when they get a food sensitivity test done, it was giving them the right roadmap for them, because we forget that certain healthy food may not be healthy for you. So example with me, I'm allergic to eggs. I think it's one of the best foods in the world, but for me, it's poison. So getting a food sensitivity test done can actually just fast track your digestive system to healing it. Now, it can be difficult in the beginning, but we have to use the analogy of the same as what would happen if you broke your ankle. If you broke your ankle, you would go and see your doctor, he would put it in a cast, and just to make sure you limit the movement of that ankle. Well, that's gonna be the same thing when it comes to doing a food sensitivity test. That test isn't gonna be forever. But it may be that your gut is so disrupted that I call it broken. And then what we do is we have to give you a food sensitivity test, find out exactly which foods to rotate out. Then we say, let's rebuild the stomach, and then we can look at rehabilitating and bringing more food in. But first, we gotta be rigid with it and not allow too much movement. So if your gut is in very dire need of help, go get a food sensitivity test. Now, remember, there are medical systems that don't approve of food sensitivities because it's very difficult to say that the food sensitivity that's there, that you have, can be the reason. And I'll give you an example, is that everybody has a unique, reaction to a food. So example, me and Priya both have issues with eggs, which is my daughter. If I eat eggs, my face will blow up, my nose will start to run, my eyes turn red, and I have a lot of digestive discomfort. In her case, she breaks out in hives, okay? Now, I have other clients that are sensitive to eggs. One of them will have diarrhea. One of them will put on a 5 to 7 pound water retention immune response. The other one will be constipated. So the issue is that we actually don't know what would be the cause of that, but whenever you talk to those people, they'll say every time it's what happened to eat eggs. So sometimes the medical community say, well, guess what? It can't be the eggs, it could be something else. But when you talk to those people, they've developed a personalized approach to their nutrition and they've been able to figure it out. So get a food sensitivity test done, can be very beneficial to helping you heal your digestive issues. Number 3 is going to be cook all of your food from home for the first 30 days if your gut is under a lot of stress. Because we're looking to heal your gut, we can't take the chance of you eating out at people's houses or at restaurants because we don't want to have a flare-up. It's a little bit rigid, but sometimes it just has to be done for 30 days to rebuild it. Now, we have had clients have to go through those rigid protocols, but what we've seen in 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, they've now have freedom to where they're able to have a little bit more luxury. So again, always going back to my analogy of a broken ankle, understanding that in the beginning there's rigidity, but it eventually starts to loosen up, but you gotta do it slowly, okay? Number 5 is going to be cook your vegetables. So this is something that we get a lot of positive feedback from. Yes, we've been told that raw vegetables are very good for our health. But when I see people's digestive systems disrupted, I sometimes go to only cooked vegetables specifically for my constipated clients. For some reason, I find that their digestive system reacts better to cooked food. So could it be that we do know that certain vegetables have shields on them, right? And my little hypothesis about this is that they could have shields, and what happens is that when we cook it, we break down that shield, which then makes it easier for our body to digest. When we don't cook it, we have to kill the shield, break down the shield, then absorb it. So what we get feedback from our clients is that when they cook their vegetables, their digestive system is happier. And specifically with our constipated clients, they tell us that they do have better bowel movements with it, okay? Number seven, is going to be chew your food. Making sure that you do take the time and enjoy your food, right? It's a big thing for me. It's just making sure that you chew, because that's gonna take the pressure off the digestive system, because God gave us teeth, let's use them. Number 8 is we're gonna look at, sorry, I'm way off on my counts. Making a soup. So whenever my client actually comes back from a trip and has an immediate flare-up, one of the big things I send them to right away is my soup protocol, which is very similar to GAP's diet, okay? So the soup protocol is basically all you do is take your meats, you take your veggies, you take your potatoes, you take your rice, whatever you're making, and all you eat is soup for a week. I've put that protocol to a lot of clients, and many of them say their digestive system rebuilds really quickly. So it's more like a stew, which is protein, vegetables, following a food sensitivity test, and many clients will give us feedback that within a week, their gut is back to normal. So if you're having a flare-up, go to cook food, make a soup, that'll be helpful. Next tip is understanding that your gut is unique and it's gonna be different for everybody. This is something that I find is very important for people, because a lot of people will go crazy looking for why is this and why am I having this, why can't I eat that? It's just the way it is. I ask myself every day, why can't I eat eggs? Probably because I ate too many. Maybe it's because I've always had an allergy to it and I just need to make sure I don't eat them, because every time I've tried to eat them every year for 3 to 4 years, I felt worse. So now I've just given up and said, I won't eat them anymore. It's okay to be unique. There are going to be 2 to 3 to 4 foods that we've seen that will always disrupt your gut, and it's just the way it is that we've seen it in our office. We've tried every protocol, we've tried rebuilding it, but there's always gonna be that 2 to 3 trigger foods for our clients, so we always recommend to just rotate them out, find an alternative, and let's move on, okay? Now, in terms of some supplements, I got 3 recommendations for you that we give our clients for rebuilding their gut health. Okay, number 1 is glutamine, or some type of GI powder. So we like glutamine a lot, but I do have different protocols for different scenarios. But glutamine I find is very helpful for general recommendations for gluing the gut back together. So, leaky gut syndrome, when there's holes that rip the stomach lining and then now food gets through. Glutamine is a very inexpensive supplement that we recommend to our clients. Take it first thing in the morning, that can glue the gut back together, okay? The second one is digestive enzymes. So we generally recommend digestive enzymes, because if we're gonna glue the gut back together, then we need to help turn the stomach back on so that it can actually break down the food. And so whenever we're dealing with clients, we wanna make sure that the gas, the bloating starts to come down, and we find digestive enzymes will help heal that. A quick tip that I give all of my clients is that whenever they go out to eat or they go to a friend's house, take a digestive enzyme with you prior to, so that way when you're there, it's always going to be helping with the gas and the bloating after, because we do know that different people have different definitions towards food, so quality will be different at each person's place. The last one we recommend is actually probiotics. Many people think that they take probiotics first. We give glutamine first, then we give digestive enzymes. Then I like to do a food sensitivity test. Then I go with probiotics. I always give it last, because if there is any symptoms of leaky gut syndrome, then that bacteria is getting out into your immune system and they're dealing with it, which can cause more food sensitivities. The last one would be probiotics. So I hope you enjoyed these tips. I lost track of the numbers. I apologize. I just love giving out this type of information. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions or concerns, never feel shy to DM us. Have a beautiful day.